Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Spawning in the top right of the map, playing with the red Terran workers. He is Lord Dzigoro. Lord Dzigoro, the top right. Spawning in the bottom left of the map, playing with the blue Terran race. He plays with passion, he plays for you, but his brain cells are only two. He is Lord Tomicron. Welcome everybody to another fantastic, action-packed StarCraft 2 game. So you are stressed, you're sad, you're tired, no problem, because now you can channel out the Lord Tomicron inside of you. Also, the StarCraft 2 game has recently received a new patch, so you see this nice new map, for example, with a lot of snow all around. So we are in winter. There are some sensor towers that you can either keep or you can destroy by attacking these rocks. And if you destroy these, then you can mine all these gold mineral patches over here on the left and also over here on the top left. Sorry, I meant on the top right. So scouting SV from Tomicron, scouting in the middle of the snow, on the water, on the ice, already scouting what the opponent is up to. And yeah, on the other hand, we see Dzigoro walling off the base to do this famous TvT mind game. So the scout of Tomicron cannot enter, and in fact, scout of Tomicron coming, but we'll see a closed ramp, so he has to go back after confirming that the first add-on on the barracks for Dzigoro is a reactor. Now, there is nothing more to scout, and the scout goes back. Factory for Tomicron after the barracks. Quite a mildly, not aggressive, not economical, a way in between, because these two workers on each gas. On the other hand, we see Dzigoro pumping the factory as well, with a little bit more gas mining, so more tech, more aggression, and a little bit less economy for Lord Dzigoro. Very good. First Reaper coming out from Tomicron, and the first units, two Mariners as well from Dzigoro. Take up on the factory for Dzigoro, and already a Starport going up for Tomicron. First Reaper out, nothing special. Tomicron forgetting an SCV because it sucks a bit at this game. SCV production should be constant, and in fact we see Tomicron producing a game. Also Dzigoro actually is forgetting a bit of SCVs, to be honest. So we have already 22 workers against 19 for Tomicron. Well, not really a mistake we expect for players of such caliber like Dzigoro and Tomicron. Tomicron with an extremely powerful army made of 1 alien and 2 Reapers. This army can harass a lot, but only if it's used very early, because after the early game these armies worth actually nothing. Tomicron amassing some units over here, 3 Reapers, 2 aliens, while a Liberator in production as well for the 2-prong harass in the base. Dzigoro, on the other hand, protecting the Reaper entrance with his 4 Marines and already a defensive tank. Very nice defensive setup for Dzigoro. Already 2 Medivacs in production, probably for a quick drop. 2 tanks, 2 Medivacs, so to fly over and drop units in Tomicron main base very early in the game. Let's see what's happening now, but the army of Tomicron is already on a move against the opponent. See some cars over here facing the natural expansion of Dzigoro. 1 Marine goes down immediately. Tomicron with an army patrolling in front of the opponent. Liberator is out already, so where is it? It's still a jeep, a car from Tomicron's rallying in, and a Liberator going in the back for the classic 2-prong. Little bit of skirmish, tanks jump back, 1 Marine killed. Little bit of skirmish at the front already. Dzigoro protecting this ramp, but the Tomicron is entering now in the back, while also attacking. Not so much. Yes, Tomicron sees the Medivac find a way, find a cancel on the natural command center, while the Liberator of Tomicron siege enough find 1, 2 kills. 2 kills for the Labrador of Tomicron, but Tomicron is scrambling back with the whole army. Why? Because Dzigoro is threatening with these flying Medivacs to fly and attack directly into Tomicron base, and Dzigoro is directly heading for Tomicron's main base. That is why Tomicron is rallying all the units to defend the drop. Defensive Terran in position, defensive Raven, and 3 Aliens, 4 Reapers. In the meanwhile, the Labrador of Tomicron, sorry, the Liberator, they've been taken out from the Cyclone. Second base in construction for Dzigoro. Second base almost finished for Tomicron by the drop. Dzigoro dropping with very brave move, but the defensive tank already shelling. One tank goes down immediately for Dzigoro. Another tank kills the tank of Tomicron. The workers of Tomicron comes for the hug of love, but hot pick out by Dzigoro, and Dzigoro picks up 3 Marines and moves away. Alright. Okay, nothing much done with this drop. Nice trade. Dzigoro is not finished yet, idling the Medivac, dropping 3 Mariners, killing 1 worker of Tomicron in the natural base. Tomicron has to attack with the whole army to clean up this attack once again. Helmet goes down, second helmet goes down. Again, Dzigoro being a bit annoying, picking up, and already a lot of action in this early game of TvT. This harassing Medivac fly away to occupy the sensor tower to be able to spot for any units. See now, if you look at Dzigoro's vision, you see he has a lot of vision in the minimap, so Dzigoro can spot a lot of units around the sensor tower. On the other hand, Tomicron sending scouts around in the map to scout if Dzigoro is moving out. Dzigoro establishing with the second base with some Vikings around. Nice for... and he's attacking. Wow, so Dzigoro is now attacking again. Action-packed game, boys, with these jet fighters over here. On the other hand, again a drop from Dzigoro, trying to do some damage again. Cannot find damage in the natural. Flies with 3 Mariners into the main, but exactly the setup, defensive setup is nice for Tomicron. Yeah, exactly, and third base already in construction for Tomicron. Third base in construction a little bit later, also for Dzigoro. We have 39 workers Tomicron, 22 workers Dzigoro, and Dzigoro is planning to do another attack, see, by containing Tomicron in his natural, so with these units over here, while Tomicron is thinking about marking up, producing, expanding. The Vikings, so the jet fighters going a bit of an around move for Dzigoro, while this army idles in front of the natural of Tomicron. See, another harass move from Dzigoro, landing the Vikings in the back of the main base to kill again some worker. Tomicron sees it, has to scramble back with the Marine Tank Viking as well. The Vikings Tomicron repel the harassment, and Dzigoro has to flee out of here. 2-prong harass from Dzigoro. Cyclone gets a trade with a tank, almost. Let's see. The Medivac goes down, and the Cyclone tank goes down. So 1 tank for 1 Cyclone Medivac, I would say, is a trade worth for Lord Tom. Jets flying back home. In the middle of all of this, Tomicron has managed to finish the third base and to build other 2 barracks, 2 NG base for the upgrades, and start steam. Tomicron not missing much in the macro, still producing workers, setting up tanks. Dzigoro instead is wants to attack again. Dzigoro is not down. Again jet fighters, again tanks, attacking Tomicron once again. Meanwhile, less workers for Dzigoro, but very aggressive player over here, you see. But Tomicron scans and see only 1 tank. Alright, only 1 tank. Let me collect the whole army and pick my price, says Tomicron. So, Tomicron attacks, tank go down, and let's see, Tomicron is picking up also 2 other tanks. Brilliant move from Tomicron in the middle of all the engagement, in the middle of all the jabs from Dzigoro. Tomicron finds the punch to land on Dzigoro's army, and now Tomicron can counter-attack and take control of the map. So, and this is the risk when you play aggressive. If you play aggressive and your harassed units die, then you give free rein to your opponent to just walk across the map and do damage to you. And this is what Tomicron doing. Tomicron is already in the third base of Dzigoro while taking his own third base. So more economy for Tomicron because it's 3 base established against 2. Vikings in production, bit of supply block, steam is almost finished. +1/+1 for the Mariners, almost finished. Meanwhile, we have barracks 4 and 5 plus armory in construction for Tomicron. Tomicron closes in. There is a defensive tank line for Dzigoro, so Tomicron says, alright, no problem. I'm not in a hurry, I just need to contain you. Tomicron taking a position in front of Dzigoro's natural, who checking for the other expansion is empty, so Tomicron can contain the opponent. So you wanted to contain me, now I'm the one containing you. Viking with air superiority can ensure longer range for the tanks from here, while Tomicron is macroing up. 15 workers already in the third base, floating a bit of money, producing more and more of this Marine Marauder Medivac tank army at home. Alright. Dzigoro, on the other hand, producing turrets, has a bit of a low in the army because the army got defeated by Tomicron in the early engagement. 4 Vikings for Dzigoro. Bit of skirmish between the Vikings. The Vikings Tomicron get lured into the turret. Tomicron's not controlling the Vikings, so Dzigoro has an easy time picking up one by one all Vikings by Tomicron with the turret support, and now the air superiority of Tomicron is just gone, and this contain is much more fragile. Tomicron already spreading better the tanks to make the contain a little bit more difficult to break, so this tank can guard the third base over here, the third base over here. Tomicron is in control. Beautiful map vision from Tomicron while producing at home, while establishing even a fourth base. Furthermore, Tomicron is researching +2/+2 while the opponent is, what they were doing, producing a lot of barracks. Dzigoro has no upgrades at the moment, but is consolidating the position with turrets, tanks, unbreakable. Yeah, it is an unbreakable base, but to what purpose an unbreakable base is built if you cannot expand? So it's 4 bases for Tomicron against 2. Tomicron also building some turrets because to prevent the opponent from breaking the contain while dropping. But Dzigoro is now breaking the contain with these liberators, very effective in killing off tanks from sky. 1 kill, 4 kills for the liberators. Dzigoro massing arming, preparing to finally break Tomicron's contain. So, shelling inside the tank line of Tomicron, Maris Tomicron reacting, little bit of a fight, and Dzigoro breaks Tomicron's contain, but in the meanwhile, with a new army Tomicron has produced, Tomicron is thinking about a Doomdrop in Dzigoro's main base. Wow. Dzigoro now is finally broke off the contain and is finally free to land his third base, while Tomicron's third base is already established. Just 1 Marine of Tomicron to confirm the timing of the Dzigoro's third base, but Doomdrop for Tomicron. Wow. Okay, reflect now. Doomdrop is going. There's a defensive Tomicron push the Medivac to fly over the turret, and 1 Medivac died, but all the others can unload the Mariners, and these are 1-1 Mariners. They are steaming everything, steaming turrets, steaming the base. A lot of workers from Dzigoro going down, steaming the factory that produces the tanks. Lot of damage dealt here with this Doomdrop from Lord Tomicron to Dzigoro. Shells of tank shells will kill the Mariners, but the second factory goes down, the armory goes down. Tomicron engages the army here, sacrificing all these Mariners to do some damage on the army of Dzigoro, and the objective of the and this is a very worthwhile trade, I would say, because now Dzigoro has only 19 workers. Oh my god. Tomicron has 62 workers. Overwhelming. This drop was brutal. Overwhelming worker superiority now. Tomicron is very far ahead in the economy. Dzigoro with a bit of problems in landing back the main base. And a bit of production. Let's see. Dzigoro is finishing the bank, while Tomicron has 1,000 minerals in the bank. And Tomicron is producing new starports. Tomicron is up 5 barracks, 2 factories and 3 startups in production, upgrade running, upgrade also here, planetary fortress for defending the 4th base, Dzigoro is not even saturated the 3rd base, 2 tanks defensive, a lot of barracks also for Dzigoro, but no factory indeed, so because Dzigoro lost. So Dzigoro is doing the right move, like, okay, my economy is gone, the only chance I have is to attack. Will Dzigoro attack against Tomicron, or will just try to defend? Spotter Mariner of Tomicron killed by Dzigoro's troopers and 4th base. Also for Dzigoro, so Dzigoro is trying to catch up in economy by establishing more bases, more economy, producing workers, so the workers are already back, 28, but 28 workers against 66 from Tomicron, very big deficit. Tomicron is massing a huge army to dispatch soon against the opponent, and this is the moment of the truth. Tomicron gathering his mariners, tanks, Vikings, medivacs, everything, and dispatching a big assault against Dzigoro to inflict, hopefully, other damage over here. In the meanwhile, 5th expansion and 6th base for Tomicron. Tomicron can throw money. Let's see, 3-3 on the way, +1 air on the way. Meanwhile, Dzigoro 0-0 on the tanks, and Dzigoro another Doomdrop. Dzigoro say, alright, I can Doomdrop as well. So Dzigoro picks his Medivac and flies, but Tomicron is already at the 3rd base, steaming forward, crushing the defenses of Dzigoro. Brutal attack from Tomicron. These mariners have 2-2, soon we'll have 3-3, and the 3rd base of Dzigoro is destroyed. Dzigoro doesn't opt for the Basetrade. Dzigoro says, okay, I cannot defend, let me attack instead. Going for the main base? No, for the 3rd base of Tomicron, and Dzigoro dropping infantry in the 3rd base. Meanwhile, Tomicron getting rid of the 4th expansion of the opponent. Dzigoro on 2 bases right now. Basetrade scenario, Dzigoro doing damage, Tomicron redirected to damage. Dzigoro in the 3rd base, some tank contesting the Medivac. Dzigoro out of Medivac, but the Mariners, who have 1-1 upgrade, are still killing the Vikings. At the 3rd base of Tomicron goes to fall, but at what price? In the meanwhile, the army of Tomicron is shelling everything, brutally engaging the 2nd base of Dzigoro, trying to repair, but saves. So, Tomicron is brutally steaming the rank of the main base of Dzigoro. Meanwhile, Dzigoro, with few units, trying to go for the 4th base, but the 4th base is fortified with his planetary fortress. Tomicron breaking through, tank sieging, and GG is called. What an action pack! And I've never seen such a rhythm from these 2 players. The infantry of Dzigoro cannot kill the planetary fortress. Tomicron has still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases. Dzigoro is losing the last base, and with this, Tomicron, with a superior multitasking, Tomicron managed to produce worker, produce production facilities and bases while defending the multiple harasses of Dzigoro, conquering another win from the Terran Dominion. Thank you all very much for watching. Very high-paced game, a lot of action. I hope you liked it, and if you think Tomicron has only 2 brain cells, leave a comment below, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.